Can our social life impact our risk of developing dementia? We'll find out in this video. This video is part of a series on how to identify and reduce risk factors for dementia. Dementia is a general term for loss of memory, language, problem-solving, and other thinking abilities that are severe enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia are two of the most common types of dementia. Hi there. I'm here to talk to you about how social isolation and loneliness can increase the risk for dementia. A social connection is a relationship that someone has with either a family member, friend, spouse, coworker, or even a community member, such as your regular server at the local cafe. Someone is considered to be socially isolated if they have few or no social connections. Older adults who are socially isolated may have a lower quality of life and are more at risk of developing both physical and mental health problems. In older adults, social isolation may also mean a greater chance of entering a long-term care home. Connections and support are important, as humans are social creatures and social connections can make life more fulfilling. A social connection doesn't have to be someone you speak to every day. In fact, it can even be your hairdresser or barber. So your social connections may range from a community member to your grandchildren or friends and family. But how do you know if you are socially isolated? Start off by asking yourself, do I feel like my needs are being supported? Are the people around me helping me with my difficulties I am going through? Or do I have someone I can speak to when needed? If you aren't able to answer yes to the majority of these questions, you might be experiencing social isolation. Now you may be wondering, how much impact does social isolation have on dementia risk? Actually, on average, adults who are socially isolated have a 60% greater risk of developing dementia compared to those who are not socially isolated. But does the number of social connections you have matter? Do you have to have a dozen close friends? While having many social relationships is great for your brain health, research shows it is very important to have at least 2 close people in your life to reduce the risk of developing dementia. Socializing has many health benefits and can provide people with support. Such support lowers stress and is good for your brain. It's important to note that you can also feel lonely even if you have social connections. Being socially isolated means that you do not have anyone to connect with, while loneliness means that you feel sad because you don't have enough social connections, even if you have people around you. Not everyone who is socially isolated feels lonely. In fact, it's perfectly fine to enjoy your own company from time to time. However, it's important to receive social support if you feel lonely. Loneliness is also associated with a greater risk for dementia. Who is at risk for social isolation and loneliness? Well, anyone might feel socially isolated or lonely at different points in their lives. But there are also factors that can increase your risk of feeling isolated or lonely. For example, social isolation tends to increase as people get older, especially for people over the age of 75. Adults who have physical disabilities may also find it hard to socialize due to problems moving around or getting places. Additionally, health problems such as lack of energy, pain, or difficulty with hearing, seeing, and memory can make socializing difficult. Older adults who are single and live alone are also at greater risk of dementia than those who are married, live with a life partner, or family member. Caregivers can help their isolated loved ones with cognitive problems by encouraging them to get involved in social activities they might be interested in, such as singing in a choir or going out to a place they enjoy with friends. Caregivers can also help with organizing these get-togethers and arranging transportation. If you live alone or feel isolated, there are many ways that you can improve social connectedness to decrease the risk of developing dementia. The first step is to reach out to people already in your life, such as family members and friends. You can also meet new people in your community by volunteering at hospitals, animal shelters, or even the library. You can also find lessons, groups, or activities with a shared interest, such as an exercise or painting class. Churches, synagogues, mosques, temples, libraries, and community centers may also provide services for older adults with opportunities to connect to programs and others who may share the same interests with you. Some older adults may need help with technology so they can socialize through social media, video calling, texting, and online groups. This is where cyber seniors can help, providing support in your journey and being on call when you need us. If you are living in a long-term care home, talk to the staff about social and recreational activities within the care home or in the broader community. There is often something happening, so don't be afraid to explore what's out there for you to discover. Lastly, it is important to notice your own feelings of loneliness or social isolation. If you are lonely, ask someone you trust how you can gain access to professional support, as it may be helpful to address those feelings before they become troublesome. If you feel like you have trouble forming social connections or attending social activities, don't worry. There are many other ways to improve well-being, such as eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and getting restful sleep. All of these things can help improve your quality of life, decrease depression and anxiety, and improve energy, which, in turn, can help decrease loneliness and potentially lower your risk for dementia.